Since I've been away for a while and haven't shown you any good indie games in 3 months, I thought I would just give you super short reviews of the games I played and enjoyed in my time off. First up, Tin Hearts. This is a first-person puzzle game where you need to lead a line of tin soldiers from point A to point B by manipulating their environment. And this is the cutest game that I have played in a long time. It has such incredible music. The camera could be a bit iffy, but I just love this game so much, and you'll also get a big review in a few weeks. After Us is a third-person platformer which has very floaty movement but is still very precise. The story focuses very heavily on the environment and it doesn't hold any punches. This is definitely not for the faint of heart. If you like animals in particular, there are some very gruesome scenes in here. The story focuses on Gaia and you need to rescue animal spirits to restore balance to the world that has been destroyed by the Devourers, namely humans, us idiots. And it's very beautiful in its style and very poignant. Dordogne, a short third-person adventure game with extremely beautiful watercolor visuals. This has a pop-up book style to it. The colors are amazing. It's so beautiful. I just want to look at this all day, honestly. It's about the importance of childhood memories and reconnecting with your past. Mimi is the main character and she goes to visit her grandmother's home in France, which she has forgotten all about, but now comes back to reclaim her memories, and it is so beautiful. Also very cute, but also very emotional, especially if you had a grandparent that you are or were close to. Prepare tissues. If you want my complete opinion on this, I talked about it on the Offshore Games cast. Link will be in the description. Then we have Oxenfree II, of course, the long-awaited sequel to Oxenfree. In my opinion, it doesn't quite live up to the expectations, but it's still very cool. I still love the glitching, I love the ghosties. I want more of this world, I still do, even though the second one didn't quite get me as much as the first one did. But the scares are great. With Riley and Jacob, you have another really great duo. I just think that the story isn't quite as strong as the first one. But it is much smoother in its gameplay. There aren't the technical hiccups that the first one had. For this one too, if you want my complete opinion, I talked about it on the Offshore Games cast, and again, link will be in the description below. The Bookwalker. This is part first person, part top-down point-and-click adventure game where you play an author who can use magic, but he used it a little bit too much and is now prohibited from ever writing a book again. And so he takes on a job with some unsavory people to go into books and steal items from them. It is such a cool premise. I really loved it. The writing wasn't always as strong as I wanted it to be, but I had a blast with the game. I loved the dynamic between the main character and his little sidekick. That was amazing. I really wish the game would have had voice acting because I really think that could have enhanced that relationship in particular a lot. But I still really liked it. Venba, a very short little adventure about the first and second generation of immigrants that's just so good. I love this one. As a gameplay mechanic, you prepare Indian food, and let me tell you guys, my mouth was watering the entire time when I was cooking these in the game. The food looks so good, the style just fits it perfectly, the colors, you almost feel like you can smell what you're cooking. It kind of stopped right at the point when I thought, oh, now we are really into the game. Keep that in mind, but I still think it is worth a play, especially if you have Game Pass, because it's on there practically for free. Miasma Chronicles. This is a tactical turn-based RPG with exploration and stealth. Not something you hear very often, which I really enjoyed. The story didn't really hook me, and there's also some problems in the gameplay, but I still enjoyed playing it a lot. You will also get a full review of this very soon. Suzerain. This is an older game from 2020, and it's basically a political choose-your-own adventure. So think Telltale, but as a text-based adventure game. I thought it was very, very well done, but you do need to have an interest in politics to enjoy it. I don't think this is very intriguing if that world is completely alien to you. It is set in a parallel 1950s world. I really, really liked it, and I can't wait for the DLC that they will be dropping later this year. But again, political role-playing game. Stray Gods, one of my absolute favorites this year. This is a role-playing musical, so you already know what you're in for. It has a visual novel style, it has a lot of music, a lot of talented voice actors. Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Troy Baker, and many, many, many more. I absolutely love this. I also talked about this on the podcast if you wanna know more. But seriously, if you have any interest in musicals, go play this game and play it now. Inua, A Story in Ice and Time, is from last year, from 2022. A third-person adventure. Again, I played a lot of adventures apparently. This one did the sudden protagonist shift very, very well. Really like the poignant story that is told over 3 different timelines, and they all have some sort of influence on each other. It has light puzzle elements. It's again a very touching story that focuses a lot on folklore, but is very profound in its conclusion. The Longest Road on Earth, a game from 2021. This is a short anthology game with anthropomorphic animals as your protagonists, and you live these short scenes in their very mundane lives. The game really, really wants you to be patient with it. Sometimes you will be sitting there for 1 or 2 or 3 minutes just listening to music and enjoying the vibes. So if that is not your cup of tea, then this game is definitely not for you. It doesn't have much gameplay. It just wants you to enjoy the mundane life of working class people. In my opinion, this has some great music, and if you don't like that stuff, you will not like the game, because it's one artist the entire time through, and there will be a lot of music, if not the entire time. The Signifier from 2020, a first-person kind of exploration thriller. This is a detective story, and scientists have advanced AI to the point where they can recreate memories. But it's not a one-to-one copy. The memories will be presented in a visually extremely interesting ways that I haven't seen anywhere yet. That was such a draw for me to this game. It's so creative and mind-blowing to me. It does have some horror elements, and while I don't think the conclusion of the game will blow you away, it's still so much fun to play and really dive into what trauma can mean for a person. On Garde, a third-person fighting game. This is also one of the cutest things I have played this year. It has in-your-face bright colors, and I loved every second of it. Such funny writing, such fun characters. I loved everything about it. The fighting was smooth, it wasn't overly complicated. It's a rather short game. I want more. If they ever do an On Guard 2, I will be there. And the last one is Fort Solis. This is a graphically extremely impressive game for a small team of about 10 people. And it has amazing voice talent. You have Troy Baker, Roger Clark, and Jessica Brown, who's mainly an actress, I know, but she was amazing in the role that she played. It is unfortunately still plagued by technical hiccups, so maybe wait a couple of weeks until a patch has come out. But the thriller horror vibes were so cool. This is set on Mars, where you get a distress signal from an old base there and you don't know why, and you need to find out, and it's really, really good. Unfortunately, it falters a bit in its ending, in my opinion, but I think the vibes until then are impeccable, and that's why it gets a recommendation from me. And that's it. Those were all the games I really, really enjoyed in the last couple of weeks, and I will see you next time.